You're in the mix.
SKM presents Strictly for the Music Podcast. You are now live with the #1 podcast for all upcoming artists worldwide.
It's the real
deal. Strictly for the Music Podcast, a platform for all upcoming artists of all genres. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we got a returning guest from episode 105. Naturally, multi-talented, cross-genre artist, Australian female singer, songwriter. Nominated for the 15th Annual Awards for Independent Music, she writes heartfelt lyrics with deep emotions inspired by real-life incidents. Her newly released single, Temporary World. Ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, Miss Elly.
Good day, DJ SKN. Thank you for having me again, and it's very nice catching up, following up our part 1 to part 2. Again, nice to talk to you again.
Thank you for returning. Man, it's been about a year, and man, I'm telling you, I see your catalog, but most importantly, what has Miss Elly been up to?
It's despite everything that's been going on in the world, that we've got like a little bit crazy things going on. It's been in relation to my music. It's been really busy. We mentioned last time that I was in the process of writing my first rock song, which is titled Temporary World. And
yes.
So I actually wrote the lyrics to it and went into production, and it actually became released this year, 2021. It went into the Australian music, the radio, and it went onto the top 10, actually got on top of the top 10, right at the top, and then actually was nominated for the most radioactive 100 listened to songs, and it actually received an award for it as well. I'm just waiting for the award to be nominated for that one as well. So it went into the most radioactive played and listened to for 2021 out of 100 for this year award. So it's been a very popular. So because I've had a song in every other kind of gender that I wrote to, I thought I really like to work on a rock song, and that was my main focus and my main aim for this year, for 2021. Yeah. So other than that, I've started now writing also my first carol song, which I'm looking at releasing in 2022.
Oh, wow. Wow, so, Temporary World, man. When I first listened to it, man, I was like, wow, this right here is amazing. And to see how far you came, because I think the last single we had mentioned in the last interview was I Found Jesus, right?
That's right, yes, that's correct. And every one of my songs that I write is inspired of, mostly like my inspiration is living through it. In my experience, what I have gone through and lived through, and expressing that out. Temporary World, that one there, my inspiration for that one was basically because, just looking at everything going on and thinking, hey, wait a minute, don't carry your sorrow into tomorrow. We're living in a temporary world. So whatever happens in this world, it's temporary. Every day is a new day. And if you're listening to the lyrics, I'll put the lyrics together. It's live for now. You got to live for now, live for now. That's what I'm saying. Like, live for now, live for now.
Yeah.
So we're living in a temporary world. Just, do that. It's your life. Live it well. Like, just live your life and just let that go by, because nothing lasts forever. And sooner or later, whatever's happening now is going to come to an end. So we're living in a temporary world. So it was like I'm looking around and I'm standing and I'm looking like almost like in a circle, things that happen in the world. And I'm thinking, hey, this is all temporary. It's just another hill to climb. And that's what we have to remember. What goes on in life in the world is a temporary thing. So it's just, like always remembering that, and that's where I felt the inspiration from to write that and just to keep going and just live in the day and just live to the best that we can and take our life back because it's our life. And that's how I wrote that song.
Yeah, so with the production and everything, did you do like that melody and everything that
Yeah.
is involved with this track?
Yeah, so I actually compose all my own music. So what I do is I commence like the whole thing from the concept of it. You know what I mean? Right from the concept, from the idea of it, to the lyrical side, to how the melody and the rhythm is going to be placed together.
Wow.
All that I compose all together. And then the final product is actually put together in the studio. But all the whole concept is my own. So I'm my own solo creator.
Yes. So, what is
Yeah.
it like to have power over your music?
Well, it's actually very soulful because it's all from the inner soul for me. It all comes from
Yes.
inside for me. It's very personal. It's a very personal thing. It's very soulful to me.
Amen. And everybody out there that's listening to this interview, make sure you go check out Temporary World. And you can find this song everywhere, right?
Yeah, it's available everywhere. It's available on the Atomic site. It's available on you know Apple Music. It's available on in stores. What do you call it? Amazon. It's available through Google. It's available through Facebook. Like just about, it's available on a lot of multiple social. It's there on YouTube. Actually, another thing that I did a little bit different because of like all the COVID restrictions that have been going on, with the artists and everything. This year, what I did is I wanted to create something a little bit different to be able to touch, the music listeners and the fans and give them something a little bit of experience to connect to. So, what I did is I decided to create a 3D kind of performance and animation with my music, and I started with my song Temporary World. And what I did is I created a 3D performance. So I'm kind of there in 3D animation with a guitar and singing Temporary World. And you can see that video in on YouTube. I've got it playing on YouTube. Right? If you go to Miss Sally, there's a full video in 3D animation, animated sitting there with my song playing, with the guitar and singing, and I've got the drummer there in the background as well.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna take it back. I want to take it back a little few notches. So, let the people know about Atomic Music.
Okay. What Atomic Music is for it's for they support artists like independent artists. Yeah, what they do and they give them an opportunity to express their music and go on the Atomic Music. They support Australian artists,
Oh wow.
they are creative artists, and what they do is they have their own radio, so have connections to a lot of other radio outlets as well, FM radios and so on, out there in Australia. And then when uh, when artist songs are very popular by listeners and things like that, they actually are nominated onto the charts and to the top 10. This is what happens, right? And then as they climb high, when they're nominated, they climb high onto the top 10 ladder. And then from there, they're actually nominated onto the most radioactive songs. And then they get nominated to go into, they make their way into, the top 100, and they receive awards and so on. This year, from last year, 2020, every single one of my songs received awards. Received, awards there. You can say that's in green. Every single one of my songs have received the awards there. Sitting there, Radium Awards, they are. And you can see them posted up there. From my first song, Just Another Day, to Walk the Talk, to to Child and Man, I Found Jesus, the way they released. The whole 4 songs were actually nominated in the same year, 2020, because the whole 4 songs were actually nominated into the most radioactive listen in 2020. They were all there in the same year. And again with my rock song Temporary World, that actually flew as soon as it went. They placed it on the radio. As soon as it was released, about 2 days from it being released, it was already hit the radio charts and climbed up to top 10, into the radio top 10, and then it went into, not long after that, it went into the most radioactive songs, and then climbed up the charts, and then hit the top charts, went up to number 44 out of 100, and then received an award for that. So I climbed up the charts really fast and sitting up the top. So it didn't take long to climb up. That was and it's still up there, climbing up high. So that's been very popular. All of them have been popular, but they actually went up really fast. So very popular for a rock song, yeah.
So let me ask you this: from just a year ago, just another day, 1 year ago, and you're elevating and you're winning awards, like what is what is the emotion that you're going through? Like, is that overwhelming for you? You know what I mean?
Basically for myself with the awards and that, I just feel, to me, if it feels the award side, although the award side, it feels good to win an award, because with me winning, to see the awards, meanings that the people that listen to music, my fans and that, are connecting. They're feeling a connection to my music, and that's what my purpose is. My purpose is for people to connect to my music, whether to make them feel like memories or something they've gone through the same, or to feel the same thing that I'm feeling, and that's my main purpose. So that's what makes me feel more satisfaction, rewarded, is that, mostly because they're connected and it's making them feel what I'm feeling.
Wow. Everybody.
Feeling, like that kind. Like when I listen, it's like I could listen to a lot of different music, but I cannot. It doesn't mean that I connect with it. I can connect with a lot of different songs. It's only particular certain music that I can connect to, and if I find the one that I can connect to, if it's the one that I can connect to, particularly the ones that make me drift right into their song, or straight, they catch me like that, or I can get into their story or something right through the lyrics to what it's about, and that's the same, that I can start to get into the story and connect with it. So for me, it's about the connection. And with the awards, it's the feeling of that the awards are there because the people are connecting and they're feeling what I'm feeling. And it just shows me that the awards are there because people are connecting with my music.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What do you find yourself working on the most in your music?
What do I work on the most in my music? The most part with working on my music would have to be now each song for that is differently because it depends on the experience and what you're inspired from, what you're writing. And for me, mostly the biggest part of form of working with writing, creating a song would be the lyrical side of your song, because with creating the lyrical side of your song, you have to make it workable to be able to work it, to put it together with the song, because when you're writing lyrics, they have to be workable in a song format. Know what I mean? Like, it can't be like, I think we spoke about this maybe in the first part too. We can't write, a song can't be written like in the format of writing a book. It wouldn't work. We can't read a song like we read a book. So we have to create the song and abbreviate it in the format to sing it to make it workable. So there's a lot in creating and writing the lyrical side of it, and then that would be the biggest part that I would work on in the lyrics. Will take more
Awesome.
time on the lyrical side. And of course the other part I take a lot of time really in a lot of my song, what I do, but the biggest part would be the lyrical side. Yeah.
That's amazing. All right, so let me ask you this. Writing Temporary World, first time writing a rock song. Take us back of how how the sounds came together and formatted this beautiful song.
With the rhythm and the melody, because I've like, for me, what captures me most and more, I've always been more inclined, more inspired by the tune and the jam into the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, and I grew up around that era more rather than the more modern kind of style. So I'm like that kind of style. You know what I mean? More that. So that's the kind of you know what I mean? I like that rock, temporary world, and I like that clear and that
Yeah.
clear and that sort of, and I also like lyrics which can be heard, like where you can understand the lyrics in the song. I like when I listen to artists sing, I like to understand, to hear what the artist is saying, what the artist is singing. I
Uh-huh.
like clear cut. So I like clear cut lyrics. I like clear cut sounds. Do you know what I mean? I like it to hear.
Yes.
I like it to hear clear. I like it, the composition of it, to be heard clear cut, and that's the way that I create my music. I create my rock song, just clear cut like that, rather than a bit messy. Like some of them, I find sometimes they can sound a bit messy, too much, and they can get lost. Things can get lost, like the lyrics can get lost in the sound. So for mine, I just have like to create mine a different way, you know.
Yes.
But
I want to say this. So you made
yeah,
that song come alive. I didn't know what to expect from that song, but when I heard it, I instantly fell in love with it.
thank you for liking it and the support. But I want to chat a little bit of unexpected surprise into it as well, like where it kind of tones down a bit and then livens up a little bit. You see what I mean? Like that, it's got that temporary word, and then it live for now, and it give it that boost instrumental, and then it livens up again. So I kind of added a little bit of a surprise into it, you know. So, but not too much overpowering as well. Just more like You know, just like a different style of rock. You know, my own style, just my own style, original style of rock.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so let's jump into some of the fans' questions. First
Okay.
question, they want to know, how do you come up with your lyrics for your songs? Do your lyrics come easy to you?
Okay, well, my lyrics are inspired by my real life paths, journeys, and they're basically my expressions into my enduring moments in my life. The lyrics flow within, and the lyrics flow within their own time. They cannot be forced into writing them. Do you know what I mean? There is no
Yes.
set time where you can sit down and say, okay, Neil, I'm going to write this at time. They flow within their own time. There's no forcing to write in lyrics.
Does music have power to change your mood? How does music affect you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Music can impact upon mood affected by connecting to the story within the lyrics and melody of the song.
How did your passion start?
I've always felt and I've always known I was basically born with my natural talent, and my mother has always spoken about feeling me inside of her, moving to beats when she was carrying me, when she was pregnant with me. Like always, when she had the music on, I was always moving around her and reacting like to music inside of her, and that's why I just have always felt that I was born and destined, you know, just always with connected to music. My influences basically would have to be Freddie Mercury from Queen. I just think he's an outstanding and just different performer. And although I also enjoy a variety of artists, he would have to be the one that stands out for me. And I'll have to say I have always been my own form of inspiration to my music.
All right, all right. What are your most fear after coming up with your tune and lyrics? Is there any hesitation in releasing your songs? That's a good question.
Yeah. I would have to say possibly, if anything, possibly forgetting the lyrics. Today, I haven't felt any hesitation within releasing my music.
Dope. All right. What are your best moments before composing tunes on your lyrics or your lyrics?
My best moments would have to be when the lyrics and the melody begin to flow out naturally.
Do you stay in that state of mind and consciousness until you're satisfied with what came out of your musical ability?
Well, I persist within my musical world of mind place. I drift away in my mind thought until I'm fully satisfied within my creation. So I don't give up until I'm 100% satisfied with my creation. So I go in my mind, I go into my own mind space, into my musical world until I'm happy with what I've created.
Awesome. How do you intend to promote yourself?
How do I tend to promote myself? Well, first of all, my inner purpose is to inspire listeners through my musical relating to life and to connect myself with my musical. I've always had like promotion through social platforms, radios, a few different type of FM radios, a lot of different platforms like Apple stores, Atomic, Django Radio, TikTok, yourself. through your own, platform as well. YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, like yourself, Miss Elly fan group, YouTube, like there's a lot of social media, and just I just kept creating and continue with what God put me here to do and the purpose and the talents that He gave me, and I just kept going like that, and I don't really think about that. I just keep going where God guides me to go, and just see where He takes me.
All right, awesome. All right, let God take the wheel.
That's right. Where God takes the wheel.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Moving on. Temporary world, man. I think that right there, man. That would surprise me, and I'm very impressed. And man, I love your work. So, with that being said, can we expect a music video?
Yes. That is something that you most likely can expect in the near future with that song there. A video of that, and in the future, looking to create a video of that rock song, Temporary World.
Yeah.
Have a video put together with that one, and yeah, so we'll work on that one to get that one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let me ask you this: Temporary world, is that the song that inspired you?
I felt something. I've got to say, before I wrote the rock song, there was something. I just had a feeling about it, and then one day it said to me, a rock song, and it came to me. The title came to me, Temporary World. That's it. And when the title came to me, Temporary World, I had this feeling inside of me, right, Temporary World, right? And I started writing it, and then I wrote, and there was some feeling. I had feeling with the other songs, but there was a different feeling about this song that I wrote, Temporary World. Yes, it was. This song, Temporary World, my rock song, would have to be my inspirational song, the one inspired me, because it was a different feeling with this song for me.
All right. So I know we're at the end of the year. I'm not sure what goals you got in mind, but and the fans got one question. Maybe next year, maybe we get some live shows, live performances, any of that sort next year.
Yeah, good. Okay, so now here's one of the things. So why we're taking it why we take it day by day, I take it, and why I talk about God's will is because now here in Australia, I'm not sure about there in your region, your country there, but here in Australia, they've still got a lot of restrictions with borders and so on, and they're talking about vaccinations, and we have just about in every state a lot of rallies going on here because we have a lot of people that don't agree with the vaccinations and what's going on and so on. And if you're not, the way they have the policy legislation is if you're not, it's some of them, if you're not double vaccinated, you can't access or go perform and do this, blah, 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 blah. So you can't access into borders, you can't go to live events, you can't do this, you can't perform and things. And some people are sensitive to vaccinations, blah, blah. So we have to just take this one day and see what happens. So if it is only live performances, we could probably just do like a video live performance from
Instagram Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live.
Yeah, like that. Like maybe like in a private place, like live somewhere like that, and put it on social media. Like you're saying, instead of the public one where they're required to be double vaccinated and so on. So we just see how that one goes. But
all right.
we'll see. But as the video that suggested before, the video clip, the video clip to go with the temporary world, that one there, we'll be looking at as well. So we'll do that and work on that one to have the video footage with that too.
All right. So can we expect any more genres? Like maybe you want to try a different genre now that you already accomplished rock. Is there another genre you want to conquer by the end of this year or leading us into 2022?
Well, the next one that I'm working on for 2022 is the gospel one. Not the gospel one, the carol one. It's actually a Christmas carol one.
And that's dropping by the end of this year?
2022.
Oh, 2022. Okay. So Christmas Carol carrying on to 2022. Wow. All right.
But
first here to hear it. First here to hear it, right?
It's my first, so I've never written one before, but it's not a regular carol.
I can't wait for this. Man, I'm excited for this.
So far, because it's funny, because when I first started writing my music, I was as I went along the way as writing my music, I kind of discovered myself as an artist, because I wasn't even aware myself that I was cross-gender at the start. I still started writing, and then I realized what I was doing. I was writing all different genres. I wasn't just writing pop and that's it, or ambient and that's it, or you know what I mean? I was writing different. Each time I was writing in a different gender, and then producers were saying to me and other artists, "Hang on a minute, you're very rare. That's very rare to find." And now usually they'll say to me, usually an artist just sticks to the one gender and that's it. They don't write so many different genders. And then they started classifying me as a cross-gender artist, right? That's how that came to be, as being classified as cross-gender, because they could see my work, what I was writing is I was writing in cross-gender. So that's how, and I started to discover myself that I was more than just a one gender artist. I'm actually multiple and more. And then I realized that by discovering myself, that I went from ambient, new age ambient, and then I went from there to hip hop kind of reggae with Walk the Talk, that bit, and then I went from pop with Child in Me, and then I went from pop with Child in Me, and then I went to gospel with I Found Jesus, right?
Yeah,
and then I went to rock now with Temporary World, and now I'm going into the Christmas Carol.
I can't wait for this.
Every song that I've written so far has been a different genre.
That's amazing, Miss Elly. You know what? You're conquering, and you know what? You're fresh. You know what I'm saying? You're fresh, and I love it. You know what I mean? Because you have a passion, and it's in you.
Yeah, that's right. It's from in the inner soul. That's why it's personal. That's why when I write my songs and when I compose and put my music together, it's personal to me. It's very personal to me. And when I do that, it's like I know I'm here in this world, right? But I'm actually not in the world. Like it takes me, I'm actually when I'm writing and I'm performing and I'm putting everything together, composing, I know I'm here. Like I know subconsciously, I know consciously or whatever I'm here, but subconsciously I'm in another world at the same time. So I'm taken away into my own kind of musical place as well at the same time. Do you know what I mean? So I go into my own world at the same time. So I pull away from the world here and I go into my own musical world at the same time. And then when I go into my own world there, that's when I find my place there and I create, and my mind opens up to another place, and I start to create, and I start to pull everything together. You know what I mean? Everything starts to come together in my mind, you know, all this, and to create and to put this together, and to be original, to be yourself, who you are. Because I've always said, because other artists, up and coming artists, have asked me, it's a common question, how do you do this? How do you do that? My response to that has always been, always be yourself, be original, be you, who you are. Don't follow. You know what I mean? Like, express yourself, be who you are, be you. You know, and that's what I am about. That's why I'm Miss Elly Original, because I'm me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm Miss Elly Original. I write, I create who I am, my own original way. And that's right. And when I go into my musical place, I'm detached from this world here where I am. And that's how I create everything in my mind and everything. And into that, of course, into that comes along with it all the emotions that go, all the emotions are expressed into each song, because it comes from the inner soul. When I write and I express, it's coming from deep inside of me. And that's why it's personal, because it's deep. It's from the inner soul with me, you know, and it's my passion from within, and it's from, and because I'm a person also that believes in God, you know, so I'm soulful like that. I've always been soulful and spiritual. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual, which means I believe in God, right? So, and so not religion, but believe in God. So that's how I'm spiritual in that way. So I'm soulful in that way. So it's personal to me, and so when I perform and I sing, it's got emotion in it, because I sing it with feelings, with the emotions there, you know. And every time I sing it, I'm connect. Every time I'm singing it over, it doesn't matter how many times I might sing and perform my song. I'm singing it again and reconnecting with emotion, and connecting again, and again with the memories coming back, because that's what it means to be soulful, in a soul with it, because that's how I wrote it. I wrote it with emotion to start with. So the emotions are there in my music, and, you know, and that's, and again, my way, my own original way.
That's right. That's right. All right. So one of the fans asked the question I was going to ask, but I was going to ask until later on in the interview. But what are your goals right now?
My goals is to keep writing my music, new songs. Never stop. I know I've always had always the drive to just keep going and writing, and just keep writing and writing and writing, and don't stop. And just the push that always believe that God put me here, like you said, God's will put me here with a purpose, with a natural talent to fulfill the purpose He has set up for me to fulfill, and just keep writing, just keep going. Wherever He takes me, He will take me, you know, and just keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Just keep writing.
So right now you got the Carol coming out.
Yeah.
Is from now on, are you just doing singles as this year goes by, and next year you're going into with singles, right?
I'm going to put an EP together because now I've got like one, two, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to have 6. So I'm going to put like an EP together. So far they've all been like singles. I'm going to put like an album together. And I so
An
it's all like,
album?
yeah, like an EP, like an album. So it's all in the one. So far they've been like in singles.
Will
Like
these be new? Will this be new material, or are these going to be from what you have right now?
well, I can put like all what I have right now together, but
Uh-huh.
you know, instead of being all singles like that. But yeah, we'll just see. But definitely continue to keep writing songs, and just see, you know, from there. There's been in other countries too, like overseas in Europe and places like that where they play my music as well. You know, other places where they play on their radios and that in Europe and that. Yeah, there's other platforms and that where, you know, it's fun. Yeah, so the music, you know, the music that's always had my music has always had good feedback. Like, I was just trying to think on feedback with my music. It's always had pretty good feedback and things like that. So as for that, the main thing is that people are connecting and feeling to healing, you know, and connecting to my songs, to what I'm writing, and stuff like that. And again, I've always been guided by Jesus and, you know, God's will. So wherever He wants to take me, He will take me. That's what I believe in.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So let me ask you this: is there anything I missed during this part 2 interview?
Um, no, I think you've mentioned, like, you've covered a lot of it.
Yeah, I covered what needed to be covered. Temporary World, like I said, this track is fantastic. So, ladies and gentlemen, go to her Atomic. We're gonna have that link down in the description down below. Make sure you share this to your feed. Let everyone know where to go follow her account at, and we'll have the link in the description down below. So, Miss Elly, is there anything that you want to bring up right now?
Well, yeah, when my next song is ready and released, and we can, you know, continue follow up again, you know, be in touch with part 3.
Yeah, part 3. Yeah, so like I said, Miss Elly, whenever you're ready, you already know you're always welcome to be part as many episodes as you want, because you know what, your music is only getting better. You know, it's what would you say? It got to age like fine wine. You know.
Yeah, and thank you for the compliment, and like, and your support, and I have a big surprise for you as well. I'd love to offer you and gift you my song, Temporary World,
Temporary World.
since you
Wow.
love it so much.
All right, you heard it first right here on Strictly for the Music Podcast. Go ahead, give your final words and give your shout outs and let everyone know where they can find your music and all streaming platforms. Let the people know.
All right, and that's all. And we'll see what 2022 brings. And I'd just like to say Merry Christmas to everyone in America and everyone listening on your platform.
All right, Merry Christmas to you, Miss Elly. Thank you for coming back, showing love to the platform. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, her links will be down in the description below. We can find you on Instagram, Twitter, Atomic Music, Amazon. Just type in Miss Elly.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Don't
Okay.
forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. And maybe you should name your next artist you want to see on the platform. Strictly for the Music Podcast. I'm DJ SKN, and we out of here.
All right.